Hey guys, welcome back. Just wanted to give you a quick update on my 1990 Civic. Just 2 days ago I finished the manifold and throttle body. Still waiting for my intake coupler to come in. But today I'm going to work on changing out the original DX master cylinder. I have a replacement. This is a brand new 9091 Civic Sedan EX. It's the 15/16 master cylinder as compared to the 13/16. You can tell just from the size alone how much different it is in comparison. We're installing this one because I already have the 40/40 proportioning valve from the 9093 Integra, and I already have the rear disc brakes off the 9093 Integra also. I got the master cylinder brand new from AutoZone. It's part number NM52517. A lot of you have seen the exhaust setup I have on this car. It's the eBay 2.5-inch piping to this little mini muffler that I picked up also off of eBay. My muffler has a couple of really big dents in the piping, so I recently picked up another eBay exhaust setup. If you want to see, this is the one by DNA. It's the single 8891 Honda Civic. I picked it up for about $100 shipped. It has all of the piping from the front portion. It's basically a Catback as well. And it has that single outlet, the 4-inch tip, 2.5-inch piping. It also has that nice looking canister. The picture on the eBay ad actually had that funky looking, a really oval looking canister, but when I opened the box it had this really nice one in it. So we're going to install that also, just to eliminate the dents that were in the piping on my exhaust. And here's a look at the finished EX master cylinder. If you need help installing a brake master cylinder and then bleeding it, click on the upper right corner. I have a video that I did a long time ago that you can use as reference. Now I'm going to get to work on installing the exhaust. Here's a shot of that huge dent that's in the piping of my exhaust. It's pretty significant in size. I hit a rock one night when I was driving around, and that rock bounced back off the pavement and put another dent in that piping right there. So that's the reason I'm replacing the exhaust. Alright, I got that damaged piece off. I also got off the little mini muffler. And the center portion, the front part of the Catback, I'm going to leave that on there because I measured it up. This one is exactly the same. The resonator looks a little smaller, but mine is in perfect shape. There's no dents, so I'm going to leave that part on. It made it easier to disconnect to, because then I don't have to disconnect it at the catalytic converter area. But look at the size of this, how flattened it is. Let me lift it. That rock put a huge dent in this exhaust piping. So if we went from 2.5 inches to essentially 2-inch piping, 1 3/4 inch. So I'm going to add this portion, and I'm still going to put on the axle back because I am going to swap to 88/89 front and rear bumpers. Same with the moldings. I'll probably be doing that next week. So I'm going to put on this axle back and just want to see how it sounds. If I'm not happy with it, I can always leave that 9091 rear bumper on and just leave it cut how I have it with my little mini muffler. Quick tip on both the old and the new Catbacks. It had an extra piece here for, I guess, another exhaust hanger. But that is not present on my car. I think on some hatchbacks it might be there, but I don't have it. The only one I have is that original one right here on top. There was another one like leaned back in there, but I don't have it. I don't know exactly where it was at, but I don't have that additional exhaust hanger. So I just took a grinder and cut that hanger off real quick. See, the exhaust has that exhaust hanger for this one in there, and of course the other exhaust hanger for this one right here in the end. And here's what that muffler looks like installed. It's a temporary fix. This one is a little crooked, a little cockeyed, but for me it's perfect for now just because I want to get that 88 bumper on. And my plan, I really like my old muffler. I'm going to continue to use that one. But once I get the other bumper put on, I'm going to use this old piece. I'm going to use that as a bend so I can have still a mandrel bent finish instead of me trying to put something else together. I'm going to cut, weld, get that piece on there, and essentially that piece is going to go onto here, and I'm going to keep my mini muffler below the height of the OEM bumper. I'm not going to have a cut bumper any longer. I'm going to try to run it without because I'd like to put a rear splitter eventually. I like the way they look and I like the functionality of them. So that's the plan, and we'll see how that goes with once I get that bumper on and the mini muffler reinstalled. Alright, I'm curious to see how this sounds, so this is the first time I'm going to start it. So it sounds louder than my other exhaust. It has kind of a little bite at the top end. The fibers that are in the muffler, of course, you're gonna have to break it in, run it for a little while and see how it sounds after that, but it looks like it might be even louder than that mini muffler that I had on. But we'll see. I'll give you an update before I swap back to the other muffler. That'll be it, guys. We're finished for the day on the update of the Civic Trackback. I changed out the vacuum line. That way it's one solid one, also brand new. I changed out the hose for the brake booster to the intake manifold. Put a brand new one, and I also eliminated all of the little bends. I have the little valve back here, so that way it's a little bit cleaner. Of course, you saw the EX master cylinder. Intake will be next. I am going to put my password JDM bar off of my SI on here. It should fit now with this manifold. And we'll get to that next, and we'll do the bumpers next. We'll see you guys next time.